Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your Arsenal transfer roundup, where we dive into the biggest stories that have happened around Arsenal in the last 7 days. It's been quite a very busy week. It's been a very emotional week, from very bad emotions to very good emotions, but Arsenal have somehow finally done some very good things in this week, especially with Mikel Arteta setting an ultimatum. So in this video, let's dive into what have Arsenal really done in the last 7 days that are going to really picture us into the Premier League title contenders as we begin the season. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. We've had a couple of highlights for the week. Which one has been your best? We have had Zubimendi announcement. That was this week. We have had Tomiyasu leaving Arsenal. That was this week. We had Partey leaving Arsenal officially on the 1st day of July. That was this week as well. We are 16 days in. And we also had we had the GYOKERES bomber from David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. So which has been your highlight of the week? My highlight of the week, I am not going to lie, has been that Diogo Jota story. It broke me. It absolutely broke me. And I'm still in denial, and I still can't believe that we are talking about Jota in past tense. It broke me. It absolutely broke me. But we've got to do our job, and this is what Arsenal have done in these past 7 days. They began a little bit slow, but they've ended on a very, very high note. Now, number one, Arsenal have signed and announced Martin Zubimendi this week. That happened on Sunday as Arsenal were trying to beat the ultimatum that Mikel Arteta set. So this week, Mikel Arteta as well set an ultimatum of 2 weeks, and he set that ultimatum on the 5th of July. So 14 days plus 5, that is 19 days. And Mikel said, I am tired of going into pre-seasons with all this nonsense happening around the squad. I need clarity. I need to know which players I'm going to be working with. Am I going to work with GYOKERES? Am I going to work with Benjamin Sesko? So with all that, what Arsenal have done is they have told Mikel, let's first give you a second signing of the summer, and they have given him Martin Zubimendi. And of course, Mikel Arteta, this is a player that he understands very well. Both of them have played for Real Sociedad, and he loves Sociedad, and I know he watches Real Sociedad a lot of the time. And he will understand what Zubimendi is good at. He will understand the power, the weakness, the compromise that this guy can do, and that is why we have actually signed him. A Partey replacement, a Jorginho replacement in one that will help Arsenal to win the Premier League and possibly the Champions League as well. Arsenal finally will be paying Arsenal will be paying 66 million. I was into the GYOKERES story. Arsenal will be paying 66 million euros on this deal. Done, dusted, and sealed and signed. Okay, then the second story of the week has been a very, very big one, has been Victor GYOKERES. Victor GYOKERES reached a 5-year deal agreement with Arsenal, total agreement on personal terms, and we were still there, and Arsenal and Sporting locked themselves into talks, and now an agreement on the final structure of the deal is very, very close. Now, some sources are saying that Arsenal will pay about 70 million. Other sources are saying that Arsenal will pay about 60 million, but about 80 million. But what we know is that the structure of this deal is going to be exactly how Arsenal want it. It's going to be exactly what Arsenal need. We are not going to be there, and all of a sudden we start getting these surprises in terms of escalated transfer fees. So what actually prompted Arsenal into doing a deal with GYOKERES and Sporting very quickly, apart from Mikel Arteta saying, I want my striker very quickly in the next 2 weeks, also we are being told that the director of football at RB Leipzig refused to negotiate with anyone that doesn't have 90 million euros for Benjamin Sesko. I think he's going to go to Liverpool. I think he's going to go to Manchester United, because Arsenal said, we are not negotiating for 90 million euros. We are not signing your player. We're not signing a prospect for 90 million euros. Like, come on. Last summer, this guy scored about, was about 60 million euros, and he scored about like 13 goals. This season, he has scored 16. So you're saying that a player scoring 3 goals more takes him from 60 million euros to 90 million euros? Arsenal said no. So the Victor GYOKERES story has really advanced this week. As I've told you before, a 5-year deal are great, wages are great. Money, the transfer fees of Hassan Sentikaya are not going to be a big problem, and Arsenal are in line to complete him as either the 4th signing of the summer or the 5th signing of the summer. It will depend on who comes in first, right? It's either Mosquera, who will be the 4th signing of the summer, or Victor GYOKERES, who is going to be the 4th signing of the summer. It will depend on the order of agreements and the speed of the deals. This week as well, Arsenal have agreed personal terms with another player at Chelsea, and that is Noni Madueke, as reported by David Onstein. As reported by Fabrizio, the player has given full agreement to go, the full green light to go and join Arsenal. Arsenal are now scheduling talks with Chelsea next week. And what's going to happen next week is Arsenal want to approach Chelsea sincerely to tell them, we want to do a deal for this amount of money, and we don't have a lot of time. Mikel Arteta is there punching bags, like, he's in the gym, he's in the Arsenal gym, like, we can see him, he's in the Arsenal gym punching bags, saying, I have given you 2 weeks, and they're running down. The manager gave these guys time, and I don't really blame Mikel Arteta. He gave them time. He gave them time from the 1st day of July, so of June, to the 19th day of July. That is 50 days. Within that period of time, and or less, Liverpool have done a 150 million euro deal. Liverpool have signed Milos Kerkez, and Liverpool have also signed Jeremy Frimpong. City have done Rain Enari, Shaki, and Reinders. So, Arteta is saying, if these guys can do these deals in this period of time, I also want the same deals, right? Or even better, the deals that I've been asking for within the same period of time before we go into preseason. So, Noni Madueke, obviously, I'm not giving you my opinion on this one. I'm just giving you, a run through. But David Onstein says that they look at him as a versatile forward. And this was first reported by James McNicholas, the Ghana blog. But when James McNicholas said it, he said that Arsenal were looking at a versatile attacking player, right? And they had Morgan Rogers as an option, Eze as an option, and Madueke as an option. And then stories cropped up saying that Madueke was independent of Eze. And one of the people who said that was David Onstein. He said the Madueke deal and the Eze deal are not connected. Arsenal could see Eze as a left winger, but he's also viewed as an attacking midfielder as well. So it means that there is a possibility, a big possibility, like 90%, Arsenal will sign Madueke and sign Eze as well. And in terms of what has happened this week, of course, apart from the personal terms with Madueke, let's talk about Eberechi Eze, because Arsenal have also approached Crystal Palace on the Eze deal. So this week we got a total green light from the player, as reported by Fabrizio Romano. Eze told Arsenal, you didn't have to call my phone. You didn't have to call me. Just go and agree a deal with Crystal Palace, and I will be training. I don't even need to do medicals. I don't need to do agree personal terms. I will be in the training in the gym area at the Emirates Stadium. That's where I want to be. And to confirm that, Tottenham Hotspur said, "Oh God, it looks like he's going to Arsenal. We are finished." So Tottenham pulled out of the race. Arsenal progressed on player side, and talks advanced very, very well until we got the green light. And now Arsenal have approached Crystal Palace to start negotiations. So what is going on, according to David Onstein, is Arsenal hope to get the deal done for something a little bit under the release clause. Now, some people are saying the release clause is 67, others saying it's 68. My information that I have is that it is between 67 and 68, which is like no new information really. But I think Crystal Palace have signaled that they might be willing to negotiate, right? And I don't know how Crystal Palace want to do this, because if you're losing Maguire and you're losing Eberechi, and Arsenal, by the way, need to rush on this Eberechi Eze deal. We need to rush, because if you want to sign Eze after Maguire has left, it's going to be a more difficult deal. But if you try to sign Eze before Maguire leaving, well, they might be willing to negotiate. They might give him to you at 58, 59, 60, or 62 million. Any discount will do at the moment, honestly. So if Arsenal really want to sign Eberechi Eze, we must go there before Maguire leaves, because Maguire leaving is going to allow Crystal Palace to have some money in their bank account, and they'll be like, do we really need to sell Eze in a season where we're in the Premier League and the Europa League? Okay, maybe if you want us to sell Eze, you trigger the release clause, right? So if Arsenal have any hopes of signing this guy below his release clause, go and do this deal before they sell Maguire. Honestly, like, I'm serious, right? So that's what has happened on the Eberechi Eze deal. Now, Arsenal also got closer to signing Eze and Mosquera, but there's been a lot of pressure on the forward signings that Andre Bata put that aside for now, right? For now. But this is what happened on the Eze and Mosquera deal. Number one, Arsenal approached Valencia, made a bid. Bid was turned down. Arsenal said, okay, we shall come again. And then Valencia turned to Mosquera and said, how about you sign a new deal so that by when the time Arsenal come, it's done. Eze and Mosquera turned down the opportunity to sign a new deal at Valencia. Now, it is between the two clubs to find an agreement. As far as I understand myself, right, Cossy, as far as I understand, Eze and Mosquera has given full verbal green light, total agreement on personal terms with Arsenal, and is not discussing other options, as he knows Arsenal are going to do what they did with Victor Gyökeres. They will talk to you, agree personal terms with you, and they will come back for you. That is the the trustworthiness of this Arsenal team. We are absolutely cooking, right? So what is going on, if you ask me, with this boy, Eze and Mosquera? Arsenal will go back with another bid. Now, the difference in valuation is Valencia want to sell the player, if he's to be sold, at 25 million euros. Arsenal saying the best we can do is 20 million euros. For me, let Arsenal just table 20 million euros, and you'll see Valencia accept that deal 100%. Well, in terms of Arsenal's own squad, we also had a few rumblings here and there, but also we also had some, talk about departures and confirmations about departures. The first departure was Takeru Tomiyasu that we've got to talk about before we talk about Partey. Takeru Tomiyasu terminated his contract by mutual agreement, as we've been told, mutual consensus with Arsenal. It had 1 more year and an option to extend for a further 12 months. I think that option was available for Arsenal, right? But both parties decided to part ways. Now, we don't know the real story here, because I was like, let me wait for Athletic to give us the whole story, and they just gave us this usual mambo jumbo. But if I was to shed a picture for you, and I'm not a very, very good artist in real life, but I'm a very good storyteller, what actually happened is Arsenal and Tommy looked at the player and his contract, and they decided maybe you can try out somewhere else in good faith. And it was hands of Arsenal who said, guys, treat Tomiyasu with respect. He's Arsenal through and through. He loves Arsenal, but he hasn't been able to show that love on the pitch, and that's why he's decided to leave Arsenal by mutual contract termination. Thomas Partey left Arsenal as well. I will not talk about the other side that happened, but Thomas Partey left Arsenal as well. His contract expired on the 30th of June. And I remember we signed him on deadline day. You guys can remember, right? We signed him on deadline day. It's one of the best deadline days in my life that I will never, ever, 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 ever forget. We signed him, Partey, on deadline day. So what happened? Partey was in talks with Arsenal to negotiate a new deal. Arsenal gave him a very low offer. He turned it down. And after turning it down, he actually left the club for free. Okay? He's a free agent now, and he's having a few things that personal to deal with. And if he wins, if he comes out of that, then definitely he's going to be talking to other clubs as well. And then Gabriel Martinelli, we got some hints. Gabriel Martinelli has been lined up by clubs in Saudi Arabia. Al Nassr, to be particular, are the club that are interested in Gabriel Martinelli, and they have asked for a fund of about 78 million euros to start bidding for a left winger. Martinelli, Luis Diaz, top priorities for Al Nassr. We don't know at the moment whether Martinelli will want to leave. We don't know at the moment whether Martinelli is willing to go, but that is where we are at the moment. Okay, and then Trossard and Kai Havertz have also been linked with moves away from the Emirates Stadium, but that has not given us any big. We've not really been given any big confirmations. Trossard was in contract negotiations with Arsenal to raise his salary, but it kind of slowed down, right? And clubs in Italy and Turkey are saying, "Come, come, Trossard," and Saudi Arabia as well. They're singing, "Come, come, Trossard. Let us give you the wages that you demand. Let us give you the wages that you need," right? And I think Arsenal really depend and need a departure on the left-hand side in order to sign Rodrigo. And that takes me to the Kai Havertz story. A few German clubs want to sign Kai Havertz, but not this summer. Next summer, they have started monitoring him right about now. Eze and Mosquera is one that has come into the news as Chelsea are interested. But could this be, I don't know, could this be the agent of the player trying to play Arsenal and say Chelsea are interested? What? But Fabrizio has also said that Chelsea are interested, but only if Nwaneri fails to agree a deal with Arsenal. They don't want to sabotage Arsenal's deal with Nwaneri, but if Arsenal fail to sign Nwaneri on a new deal, then definitely Chelsea will step in. Reece Nelson, Fulham want him. This week they've confirmed their desire to actually come back and do the deal. And Rodrigo, Madrid have agreed to sell for 77 million pounds, 90 million euros. If the right offer comes, they will sell. That is the Arsenal week so far. Tomorrow, I'll do the prediction of the week, because this week, by the way, guys, no, wait, don't log off. This week, I predicted a striker developing, like a bid or something breaking through. We have had that. I predicted the announcement of Zubimendi. We have had that. I predicted the medical for Christian Nogard. Didn't happen. Sorry about that. I also predicted Eze and Mosquera. Here we go. Didn't happen. Sorry about that. But I think it's a win-win. So let's see how I do in terms of predicting what will happen next week. See you tomorrow.